How do you find your art style? What's up gamers, we are back with part 2 of stickers in my sketchbook. I'm also going to be coinciding this with a Q&A. One that sticks out is art style, so I'll be talking about art style and why you don't need to worry about that at all if you're a beginner artist and the art style will come to you. That sounds like a vibe to you, then let's go. So if you watched my last video, 1, thank you very much. 2, I created some stickers in a very distinct style that I normally do, and I wasn't sure what animals to do next. So I've had a little think since then, and I just ended up deciding doing a ram, because I've not drawn a ram for a very long time. And also a swan. I don't think I've drawn a swan like ever. Rather than using my normal style, which involves like quite a few colors, I wanted to limit the palette even more and really simplify what we're looking at by using less colors and less details, because I know these stickers will be printed at a smaller scale, so I wanted to make them a little bit more readable from a distance. I recently went to my local art shop, which is Hobbycraft, or UK folk. That's the only art shop I have, unfortunately, close to me. It's basically just a big department store or like big supermarket for all things arts and crafts. And I picked up some Faber-Castell Polychromos, which thankfully they were on sale from £2.50 each, which is absolutely diabolical. Like, what are we doing here? Pencils for £2.50 to £1.80. So I picked up a bunch and I found this really nice cream one, so I wanted to put it in this artwork, and it's like a creamy yellow, and I wanted some of those colors to come out in the highlights there. I've been having a lot of thoughts lately about how I make my art and how slow I actually am. I know everyone has their own process and own time for doing things, but since deciding I want to sell more of my art and kind of open an artist alley next year if possible, and get more products onto my Etsy, I've noticed that I'm starting to lose a bit of doing art for myself. And I know when it comes to wanting an art business, you have to cater towards what people want. If there's a market for it, I have to lower my expectations a bit and lower my ego to not want to make everything that I want to make and kind of cater it towards a specific audience. Whether that just means I draw tigers and dragons for the rest of my life, which I'm actually okay with. But yeah, it's been a struggle recently, and I don't know if it's slowed me down, or I don't know if I've realized I'm actually just quite slow using color pencils anyway. I thought I would have got quicker by now, but carpal tunnel says otherwise. I just don't want to lose the passion of creating personal work and always just creating work for a purpose. Sometimes I just want to create for fun and not do anything with it. So yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people feel like that. Even if you're not an artist, it's kind of common to just feel like stuck and like you're doing stuff for other people and you're not really doing stuff for yourself. But I want to make some money with my art. I want to become a full-time artist, so it's what we're going to do. Anyway, back to the actual drawing of the video. I really enjoyed how this piece come out. It was nice not to use the normal colors that I use and just kind of use one color. Actually, it was 2. It was kind of, or 3. It's 3 colors. It's like green, yellow and red. I think they work really nice together and they look like strawberry and lime. The little fella turned out quite cute in the end. And someone on my Instagram commented saying he'd look like he'd give you some sort of side quest. So yeah, I believe this ram would give you an amazing emerald sword once you completed his quest line. So now the first sticker is completed, let's jump into a Q&A so me and you can develop some sort of friendship, get to know each other on a personal level, because it's still early days here. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the first question by Chip Does Art. Shout out Chip. How long ago did you start doing art seriously, and how did you find your art style? I know it's like the classic, I used to draw when I was little. When I was in the womb, I had a pencil in my hand and I was crafting. That wasn't me. I did a little bit of art when I was a kid. I found it semi-fun. I would skip PE, which is like physical activity or some sort of sports you would have to do, because look at me, I'm not. Shout out Mrs. Taft. She would always get me out of PE in school so I could draw in the classroom and do extra art. Fell out of love with it after I finished school and got into gaming, unfortunately. I just used to play so much Call of Duty and I wouldn't really do anything else other than play Call of Duty. And then I went to university, was doing a graphic design degree, which is actually my job at the moment, like a freelance graphic designer essentially, specialise in merchandise for influencers and YouTubers. I did graphic design, and obviously graphic design encompasses like a lot of things, and illustration is part of one of those. I got into drawing illustrations on Illustrator like every day, and like kind of set myself the task to like draw something every day. And then I kind of just fell back in love with drawing. 2018 is when I started taking it seriously. I got really into just different mediums, trying out different mediums. I was trying watercolor for a bit, and I started off with inking because at the time it was Inktober, and I really wanted to join in, and I saw all this stuff on Instagram. I didn't have a big Instagram or anything. Had like a few hundred followers. Yeah, because I was digital drawing. At this point, I was working. This is after university. This is like 2018. I have a graphic design job, and somehow I have an iPad. I've managed to afford an iPad. It was like I didn't actually manage to afford it. I had to pay it on a loan, so I did not manage that. My finances properly, don't do that. It sounds crazy now, but drawing on a piece of paper seemed so alien to me, and I was so scared of doing it because I couldn't just erase it. I couldn't press undo, Control Z. I just was so afraid of like the failure of it. When I first participated in Inktober, I'll flash it up now, I drew the image on my iPad first because I was comfortable with it, and then traced it over on paper and then inked it. After that, I haven't gone back to digital drawing again. I love feeling the paper and the pencil in my hand and like just creating it from absolutely nothing. I would say I've been doing art now seriously for around 7 years. I've still got a long way to go. I don't consider myself like a professional yet. I don't even know what the parameters are. I guess it's when you sell your work, you're considered a professional, but I don't know. I still feel like I'm learning a lot, and I've got a long way to go, and I'm just enjoying the process. I'll never be satisfied with my work. Okay, so Jess K. Harris says, how do you pick your next subject/concept to draw? So as you may know, I mainly just draw tigers and dragons, and I used to get really caught up with feeling like I had to draw everything on the planet to be considered a good artist. But yeah, I like to try and consume the sort of media that I want to make art around. So I've been like watching a lot of fantasy stuff at the moment. I've been rewatching Game of Thrones, and just seeing the dragons is pretty sick. Or it could just be something I see on Instagram and it just inspires me. I've curated my explore page to have just art on it at all times. AI art slips through sometimes. Can we stop calling ourselves artists when we're writing words into a prompt and a computer's doing it for you? You're not an artist. Pick up a damn pencil, man. But yeah, I'll just have like a bank of ideas in my head. Like sometimes I'll go to sleep and I'll just have like a flurry of like visual imagery that oh my god, I want to go draw this like the next day, and then I can't show you, but I'll write it in my notes app. Yeah, so sometimes I'll draw like a bunch of thumbnails out. If I'm ever struggling for like what to draw next, I can just flick through these books or flick through my notes app and just be like, right, I'm gonna pick that one. Now that's what I feel like drawing today, or like I'm finding drawing harder that week and like I haven't got enough energy for it, so I'm gonna draw something a little bit easier and a little bit more accessible to like how I'm feeling. And I'm a big believer of going outside also and filling your creative well in other ways that doesn't involve social media. Okay, so Pigeon Scenario says Skibbity Toilet or Sigma Alpha. I think I've officially reached Unk status. I have no clue what that means. Next. Okay, so our next question comes from Munich's Art. How did you learn to draw dragons or animals in general? So real easy tip to draw dragons. If you're drawing like a Western dragon, like Chinese or Japanese dragon, just learn how to draw snakes and tubes and learn how to wrap them around. I will actually show you a quick demonstration right now. And if you're interested in drawing like wyverns or like more Western focused dragons, the ones you see in like Game of Thrones and House of Dragons, that kind of like Western media, you can look up cat references and draw a cat, because they basically have the same structure, and just add wings onto the back of a cat. With animals in general, just look at references and keep drawing them. Just practice. I would say if I was an art teacher that you should just study all the anatomy and all their skeletons and stuff. That is so boring. No one wants to do that. No, I'm not saying don't study. I just personally don't like studying, so I'll just find the reference I like, draw the animal, and keep perfecting it over time. I think a lot of people just need to have the sort of eye to like critique their own work and know what's wrong about it. Draw snakes if you want to draw Eastern, like Japanese, Chinese dragons. Draw cats if you want to draw Western, like wyverns. And use references. Never be afraid to use references. Use references, my guys. I'm getting too hot and I'm yapping. Finding Worm Food asks, one colour for the rest of your drawing life. What is it? Well, the answer would be 100% blue. Okay, next question. We've moved position. We're iPad baby time now. Levine Yagish. Have you ever tried to use watercolour with your art? Your art is so cool, by the way. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I haven't yet, but recently I decided to try out acrylic washes on my work. Some of my works lack a little bit of depth, and I'd love to add a little bit more background colour. How long it takes to do background with just colour pencils. I intend to do light washes of acrylic, level up my work from what it is now. So yeah, you'll be seeing that from me hopefully hopefully soon, and I'll probably document it in the video. Okay, so Tom511, big supporter of the channel actually, by the way. Thank you so much. I always notice you in the comments. He says, what do you draw when you're out of ideas? Like I said earlier, go outside, consume other media. There's a thing called filling your creative well. Fill it so it's over brimming. Fill it so you're putting ideas in abundance in your notes app. So when you come to you have no ideas, you just open the notes app. Oh my god, I forgot I had this idea. I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna repurpose this idea that I did 2 years ago, and it's gonna be so much better because I'm so much better at art now. And honestly, sometimes I'm just not even burnt out. I just don't want to draw, and I'll still come back to drawing. I'm not gonna ever fall out of love with it, but if I try and push through that too hard, then I'm just gonna hate myself, and there's no time for that. We're trying to enjoy life. Okay, so the last and final question is from Farsenfre. How do you find your art style? If you're a beginner artist and you're focusing too much on like what your art style is going to look like, I urge you, please stop doing that. Focus on experimenting, focus on trying out different mediums, see which one you connect to, see which kind of content you connect to drawing. If you like drawing animals and you don't want to draw humans like me, then do that, but at least try to draw humans, and like try to do another thing to see if you don't like it, because you might find like an aspect you like of it. It's not going to help you right now. It's just going to slow you down. You're worrying about the wrong thing, I promise. See, so many people worry about it. I used to worry about it all the time. It would get me down that I didn't have a specific art style. The more you draw, the more you do one thing, you'll get there, and it's fine. Like, honestly, don't stress. I used to look at an artist called Sachin Teng, and her digital work is just like phenomenal, and I'd always be so jealous of it, and I was like, I don't like digital drawing anymore. How can I take the parts of that style I like, so like colours, like line weight, and like subject, how can I take those things and like replicate it with colour pencils? I just started really drawing animals in colour pencils in mostly red and blue. Yeah, then I ended up just adding a few more colours each time. Without learning colour theory, just somehow stumbled across adding colours that kind of work together. I don't know if this will help you feel better, but these are some of the artworks that I started creating with colour pencils when I was trying to figure out if this would be my main medium. As I said, it wouldn't hurt to try other mediums, just in case you are kind of like godlike, and then all of a sudden you've developed a style in a medium that you didn't think was possible for you. But please don't overthink and get caught up in a spiral of I need a style now. Just practice, use different mediums, draw what you like, enjoy the process, and you'll get there. But anyway, back to sticker number 2. I'm just going to wrap up my thoughts quickly here as the artwork is finished. Tried to do something a little bit more abstract with this one, a little bit more simplified. I think it turned out really nicely, and it feels very ethereal. Like, I say that word all the time about my work, but this one feels very ethereal, and I kind of like it. It seems to stand out against the rest of my work. It's quite bright, and there's like really deep contrast in it. I'm excited to get these stickers out. I'm not too sure when that will be. I need to get them ordered to check I have enough money to do that. I'm just excited to have a completely new product. Also, if at this point you're still here, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna let the video roll out now with the artwork and with some music. Hope you can just sit back, chill, relax, and yeah. We're at the end of the video now, guys, so thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you learned a little bit more about myself through the Q&A. Thanks to all the people that asked me questions on Instagram. If you liked the video, then make sure you subscribe. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you drink lots of water today, and we'll see you in the next one.